Alright, welcome back to SJ Outdoors. Today we're not hunting, we're not fishing, we're inside because it's not season. It's shed hunting season, and in a couple days it'll be turkey hunting season, which I'm excited for. But today we're going to be how to measure sheds and deadheads, or not deadheads, just a regular deer that still has the antlers on how it was when it was alive. So today we're going to be measuring this shed. I found this year. Curious to what it measures. And the supplies you're going to need is your antler, of course, a flimsy like clothing measuring tape, a calculator or your phone, and a pen. And I don't know if I said notebook, but notebook. So what you're going to do for your notebook is you're just going to draw down and up and over, and then sorry for the handwriting, it's bad, I know. But then you do like left, right. Wait, actually, I shouldn't have done that. I forgot I'm measuring one antler. I should have just done the left side. But if you were doing two, you do that. But we're only doing one. So, alright. So I start with the main beam. And what I've learned is if a water droplet was on here, where it would drop, which would be right there. So you start at the back right here, and then you just follow it up to the back. This is the hardest part on this, I would say, is measuring your main beam. And we got, is that 23.5? Looks like it, a little over. 23.5, which we don't, if it's like a giant deer, I'll go down to the eighth, but it doesn't really matter, so I go down to the quarter. So, go 23 and quarter. Or was it half? One of the two. Again, it doesn't really matter. So, now you go to your tines, which if you had your other side, you would go straight. For what I do is you do the other main beam, and then you would do the inside spread, which it's hard to do it without the other antler. So what I do is the average is like a 16, 17 inch one, which you can kind of see this one's wide, so I'm going to give it a 17 because this one is a 17 and it's just as wide. So I'm just going to give it a 17. So actually we'll do that later. We'll start with the brow tine. You can start off the side, this end, this end. This one, since it curves back like this, I'll start on the front. And you would do it like, you can just imagine your main beam and then just lopping that antler off clean, so it's just the main beam. So you start like right there, and go up, 6 inch brow tine. Okay, now onto your G2. So I think most of you should know what the tines are, but if you don't, this is your brow tine or your G1, G2, G3, and this little guy is an inch, so this would be the G4. But then so on and so forth of how many tines you have. But now onto the G2, same thing. I do it from the back because you can see that curve. That gives you some extra quarter. But you would act like you're lopping it off. So like right there, it would be, what is that? Is that 8? Yeah. 8. And these antlers look much bigger on the camera. This thing looks huge on the camera, but it's not. But, so onto the G3. Again, act like you're lopping her off. And then it's 8.5. Okay. And onto this little guy is literally exactly 1 inch. Okay. And then that's that. And now we move on to circumference, which what you do is, so here, where's that 8-pointer? So what, if you have an 8-pointer, you can only do 4 circumferences, no matter how big it is. If you are measuring the 30-point buck and you have 30 tines, you only do 4. So on an 8-pointer, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 10-pointer, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't do this one. Why? No idea. But only 4. It's just the way. So you do in between your base and your G1 or brow tine. And you just come up and curl it around like that. So that would be 4 1/4. There you go, 4 1/4. Okay. Then you go in between your brow tine and your G2. So you can measure it like this and find the smallest, or you just go in the middle. I usually go in the middle because I'm lazy. I just do it the fastest way, which would be 4 1/4. In between your G2, your G3. Same thing. Wrap it around, which is 4 on the button. He's pretty even on what his measurements are. So then this is where it gets tricky. Like, you see how long that is? Like, what do you do? And that's same with like an 8-pointer. Where do you go? That's why I just go in the middle. Just out. That's just what I've always done. And you see that? That would be 3 1/4 on the button. There, that's it. You just measured your own shed. Easy peasy. And now it's the fun part. Adding it up, seeing how big it is. Okay. Now I'm going to need my cousin who's behind the camera to tell it the names. So he can set that down and we can do some time lapse. Alright, so we had a little mishap. We accidentally added the 17, which is a inside spread, onto like our adding for like tine length, which you shouldn't do on the shed. You can do it on this, doesn't matter. But this, you times your total by 2. So when we did it, we got 79 and we times it by 2 and we got 159 inches, which we were like, that doesn't seem right.
That's a little much.
So we went back and we just redid it, and then I got 62. Wait, no, it's backwards for you guys, but it's 62.5. That's what this scores just by itself. And I was like, that's more like it. Times it by 2, you got like 125, and then add the 17, which it was 142. Oh, there's the cat. So it's 142 if the other side was the exact same, which you never know. He has one deer that his dad shot that it's a regular 8-point on one side, and the other side is a complete thing that goes down, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's not even hardly, you shouldn't even call it an antler.
No, it goes straight down, points are going everywhere, it's insane. But, so, we don't know what the other side is. I'm guessing it's roughly the same. So it's a 142 inch shed.
Yep. There you go. Now we're going to do
Now he's going
to
measure the European mount. Let's get to that.
Alright, so now we're going to do a typical 10-point European mount. So we're going to have our calculator, notebook and pen, and a tape measure. And for this we're going to go down to the 1/4 inch on the tape for the tines and the
yeah, if it was a like giant, I would go down to the 1/8, but this one it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter a whole lot. So.
But if it was a giant and I really want the exact score, we'd go down to 1/8, but it's just a really tech.
Yeah. So we're gonna start with the main beam. You want to go right along the back of it so you get the maximum length. 0. Kind of just work your way around the back of the beam. 20 inches on the mark. Oops. And we will go to the right side and do the beam. And it really doesn't matter what order you do them in, but I like to do the beams first, and then we'll do the inside spread 11 times. So just same thing, right around the back of the beam.
And as we showed, you only need your antlers, flimsy like measuring tape, a notepad, and a calculator or your phone, and a pen. Like, anyone can do this.
Yep, pretty easy. That one was 19, so we're
19.
pretty symmetrical here.
Yep, which you can see it kind of broke off.
Broke off, so.
Yep.
Now, find the tape measure here. We'll go for the inside spread, and for this, you want to get right in the center, or wherever it's the widest.
Yep.
So you just kind of move it around. It's kind of staying right there in the middle. You can see it gets wide there.
So what's that? Is that 17?
17.
Yep. Okay. Which, as you guys saw for my shed video, the average, or what you do is, if it's a shed, like this one I did, you just do 16 is the width, usually, about.
Yeah.
You just do
It's
that.
just-
Because the average,
the
I'd say,
average
is
is
16.
16.
So.
Do
So this is what we do for the notepad, is you do the one line, and then across, and then up, and then this will be all the left side score, and this will be the right, and that's the inside spread. So it makes it easy, so then you know like what it actually was. But it's just cool to know which side is bigger and stuff.
So then we will do the tine lengths. And I like to go from the brow tine and just work my way up the antler. But again, that's just
It's the same
my
thing
opinion.
as a shed for brow tines. Just start like you would be
Start
cutting it off.
right there. Go up there.
What is that?
Oops.
What is that?
Man. 5 3/4.
5 3/4. It's a nice brow tine.
Yeah. Let's see that. We'll go to.
We do have bad handwriting, so don't judge us.
We do what we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll just keep working our way down the antler.
Yep.
And we'll go to the other side. Oh, and something I forgot to mention was you want to go around the back of there so you also get your longest measurement.
Back to fast forward.
So now we're going to do our circumference, and for this you go, you get 4 measurements per side, whether it's a 10-pointer, 8-pointer, whatever it is. So
Yep.
you'll go,
It's the same thing as measuring a shed.
Yep.
As you've seen, but
then you go there, 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 skip there. Really don't know what it is, but
yeah, I think it's just here, 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 and here.
and then
Yeah.
just skip that.
Yep. Because you're only supposed to do 4.
Yep.
We're on an 8-pointer, and I think, like, this is just one of the sheds I have. You would go here, 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 and then here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. We're not experts, but we know the gif of how to measure a deer antler.
That's
which
right.
is really all you need. Because we're not shooting like 200-inch deer. I mean, he shot a giant, but what was that one again?
168.
Here, I'll pop up a picture of that right here. Yeah. She's a giant.
4 inches.
4 inches.
Then you go right here. You want to go right in the center of the, in this case, the G1 and the G2.
Yep. Either center
So
or
it's 3.5.
slide it around and
Yep.
just find things. Yep. I think you're supposed to, the way like Boone or Crockett does is they'll go on it and then they'll slide and find the smallest point. But I just put it in the middle because I don't have time for that. I do have time, I just don't want to do it. I'm lazy.
Lazy
I just
bum.
put it in the middle and measure it.
3 1/4.
Come along.
Again, I have bad handwriting, so don't judge.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Now I'll do the right side.
Right side.
4 inches.
4 inches. He's got decent mass.
Yeah,
Not bad. I mean, that's what was this?
3.5.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Very symmetrical here.
Yeah, it's a nice 10-pointer. I'm sure it looks bigger in the camera, but
Yeah, it probably usually does.
it's a nice buck.
3 1/4. My goodness, we are just right on here, aren't we?
Let's see what's the difference. You
4,
got
3 1/2, 3 3/4.
what's the other side?
So it's 19 and 20, so that's an inch off, but he broke it. So then you got 4 3/4, 4 3/4, 8, 9, 8, 8, 3 1/2, 1 1/2, 4, 3 1/2, 3 3/4. And we'll do the last measurement.
Wow, he is very symmetrical.
What's it gonna be? 3.
3. What's the other
Quarter
side?
inch off.
Oh, 1/4 inch off. All right, and now
And that is our last measurement. So
This-
overall, we did main beam length, both sides. Did the inside spread every tine. These. And then we did the circumference on 4, in between 4 of the tines. Now we'll-
Sweet.
Three quarter.
Oh, yeah, it's my math wasn't mathing. I wrote a 5 instead of a 4 for 3/4. Whoops. I was looking at it. I'm like, that doesn't look right. So the left side was 58 3/4 with a 4, not a 5. And let's do the right side. Okay.
Okay.
And now
So now
add 58 3/4.
58.75 plus
56 1/2.
56.5 equals
And
115 and a quarter.
And 17.
Oh yeah, and 17. Whoops, my bad.
So plus 1.
Plus 17 equals
132
132 and a quarter.
So 132. I told you on the camera, it looks a lot bigger.
A lot bigger.
But
oh yeah, that looks way bigger. Yeah, so I mean, it's a nice buck.
Yep.
Definitely a shooter, but I mean, like compared to his head, I guess.
Yeah. All right, we will catch you guys on the next one. I think I should be posting some shed hunting and turkey hunting videos. I haven't found many sheds this year. Maybe we should actually run through the sheds I have found this year.
Let's go
Here,
through them.
I'll give you the camera.
Okay. Okay, so all those, I mean, you haven't found them all yet. Well, actually, most of them are actually cut-offs. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know about most of them, are they? Well,
Yeah, there's a lot of little
so
ones.
those are sheds. And also, this isn't just him, it's him and his dad.
Yeah, this
Giving his
Wait.
dad some credit.
Whoops. That's not from this year. Where are the other ones? Is that it? I think so. So this was the first one of the year. This is my personal biggest, as you saw earlier. Yeah.
Pretty nice buck.
Nice buck. Big base on that boy.
Oh yeah.
And then my dad found this nice, it's a goofy deer, but it's a nice match set. I think he's young because look at the base size.
Yeah.
He's small bases. But.
Nuts.
And then I found a deadhead. It's up to you if you count it for sheds, but I found a little deadhead.
Pretty good.
And my dad found 2 small sheds. And granted, this is all on public. Besides these, this was on a buddy's land. But the rest is on public. Public land shed hunting is tough.
Yeah. Not about that.
My cousin came over for a couple days and we got permission on a piece. And I think we're going to hold some sheds on that. We're pretty excited to go shed hunting on that tomorrow.
Yeah.
But and then others, we've only been shed hunting for, I would say, 2 years. I've only been shed hunting, in a way, because I found these 2. This was 3 or 4 years ago. This was like 3 years ago. This was my first one. I found it on the road in the ditch. This one I found in the ditch in a tree hanging on the way back from baseball practice.
Weirdest spot.
I didn't walk a single mile those 2 years, but I found 2. Then I walked like 15 miles, only found this little guy. And then this year I've walked 50 miles, and I found this, and then my dad's found these. So.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I found 0.
But you've shot a giant.
Yeah.
So.
Just that.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no one really wants to look at it, but we'll just set it off to the side. Alright, so that will conclude this little, I don't know, it's kind of like I'm in the off season of hunting season, so it's been a while since I posted because I didn't catch more nice fish. Besides my big walleye that I didn't get on camera.
Yeah, I was going to say, where'd that?
Yeah.
What's the deal with that? But
right. So the story behind that is I got out and I set up the camera and I was about to do my intro and I realized I forgot to put my SD card in from the last video that I edited. Still in the computer from editing. So that sucks. And I caught the biggest walleye of my life. I'll pop it up right here. It was like 27 and a quarter or 27, something like that. So, rough. So, yeah. We'll catch you guys on the next one.